Hey guys, and welcome back to a brand new video, and happy Friday. Today we're going to be going through the new patch that went live because, as you guys know, ever since the Astraeos Mega update went live, it was a very rocky launch, massive errors, rollbacks, all that kind of thing, and yeah, it's not been nice, but obviously, hopefully this weekend people can have a bit of a smoother gameplay experience to enjoy the new map. I know a lot of you guys are kind of like, were waiting for the weekend, because if you're a long-term ARK player, like I've said before, a lot of people nowadays, because they want to protect their character, they tend to wait a little bit longer, like a couple of days after the patch, to see if all things are being fixed. I know if you're like me and someone who just wants to dive straight into launch day straight away, 9 times out of 10 there's always issues, and this time round it was pretty big, but I think especially over in our cluster we managed to get over the worst of the issues, which was mainly just like some rollbacks and things like that. But we all hate rollbacks. It's one of the worst things in ARK. It's happened ever since 2015, and I can't wait for a day that doesn't have to happen again, or just, you know, after a launch. But yeah, we're gonna go through all of the news, and if you guys do enjoy today's video, make sure to drop a like and subscribe, and let's get in with the video. So if you want to grab yourself an Astraeos Mega update server for you or your friends, the link to my Nitrado link is down below, and go and have some fun. Or if you want to come and play over in the Loaded Crisis cluster for absolutely free, Astraeos PvP or Astraeos PvE, the link to our Discord is down below. There's such a lovely community over there. They have boss fights ready, and if you might even be able to come and meet your new tribe, if that's something you're looking for, really great people, the link to our Discord is down below. If you are going to be playing the Astraeos update this weekend, if you've been waiting. But anyway, on to what had been going on. So after all of the issues, the crashes, the rollbacks, it happened again. Dolly tweeted out saying, well, posted on Discord saying, we'll be temporarily taking the official network offline while we continue investigating the recent corruption related crashes. These recent corruption related crashes have been happening ever since Lost Colony launched. Now, they did fix it. It was happening all through January. They fixed it, and then it snuck itself back into the game when the Astraeos update happened. They said this is a precautionary step to protect players' progress and prevent other further impact while we work through the root cause. Our team is actively investigating and testing fixes, and bringing the official network down allows us to stabilize the environment without risking additional data issues. We'll share more updates as soon as we have more to report, and thank you for your patience while we get this locked down. So yes, as you can see, it was a bit of a mental one, and onwards from this, things got sorted, but again, people had more issues. So, live ops update, we're booting up some official servers to add additional logging to assist us investigating the issue. This is a step in the process. The network isn't coming up yet. No ETA is possible at this juncture. Hang tight. They said if you see your server up, please join it and do things, interact with stuff, move around the map. It will be helpful to our engineers. Don't worry, we'll revert the saves if anything goes wrong. Thank you guys. Obviously that was like testing by stressing the servers, and we can now take those servers down. First fix didn't work, basically. Much appreciated, folks. So then Jat went on to say at 7:35 this morning, we're still iterating on the network at the moment. You may see servers go up occasionally while we carry out our tests. Once we're confident in the fix, we'll roll it out network wide, but for now, we are still working on the issue. So this has been going on for about 7 hours. Then Jat said we've got a small amount of servers online running a build of a fix, as well as additional logging should the issue still occur. These are free to join and encouraged, as it will help us gather data on the issue. Appreciate everyone's patience while we work through the technical issues. Then, literally, like an hour ago, Dolly said, quick check-in, we're still here, actively gathering data from the servers running the candidate fix and iterating results as they come in. This phase is focused on stability and validation, and we're making slow and steady progress through what is proving a complicated fix. Thanks for your help in stress testing the servers and for your patience. So, I mean, it's been going on at this point for 12 hours and still going on right now while they're testing a fix. And while this is obviously, you know, a major issue, Wildcard have released certain patches that have fixed one of the major issues, especially this was affecting us on our unofficial cluster, but the official network seems to be the one that they're having massive issues with. So this was the new patch that went live last night, and I was very, very happy about it because there was a fix for overheating in metal structures on Astraeos, fix for the save, corruption, and frequent failure, and fix for multiple crashes. They also re-enabled the transfers, and this was on all servers. This was a very, very messy crash, and as I mentioned to you guys, this crash first saw, so I have there's a certain crash on when you run a server, right? Every ARK server gets it, and it fries your current, it basically cooks your entire file. So what you have to do is you then have to look back at what is the most recent save. You have to then go back to that, and then sometimes it might have cooked a whole bunch of hours of the last time, even though you have it set to save for, let's say, every 15 minutes or something like that, or whatever you have your server saved to whenever it saves. It could fry all of that as well. I've just smashed my mic when I was doing that. So from doing that, it then could mean that you might have to roll back a few hours to find the next save, and that's why these types of rollbacks happen, because the whole bunch of files just gets fried by the game. And this is where the save corruption and frequent failure is probably one of the worst things for ARK in 2026. We've had some really good new content added to the game, but 2026 has been a very big year so far for ARK issues, and it's a real shame because obviously Studio Wildcard, I think they went and they pushed the boundaries of Lost Colony, and I think by doing that, it has it's entered in a whole bunch of new issues. They've just been constantly patching it, and then when they did the Astraeos update, because it was so big, it then caused some of these issues to creep back in. So I haven't heard of anyone that had their base wiped. No one said it to me personally, but if you have had your base wiped in front of the Brute Cave, make sure to let me know in the comments, because I'm interested to know if it's happened. I know, so basically Nakatus, literally just as I was recording this video, posted out saying, short update, Wildcard and me are still working on that 50-50 bug. If you've been playing on ARK for a while, you know about the 50-50 bug. It's really annoying. A lot of stuff gets built up there. It causes server issues. It also wiped quite a lot of bases in front of the Brute Cave. Testing potential fixes for this case. Sadly, it takes quite some time, but we are working on it. And this is the sad thing, right? It's like, I know when you're releasing an update, I'm not a game developer, I don't know what goes on in the background of things, but what I do tend to find is whenever Wildcard do an update, they say, oh, nothing's going to be affected, this and that, it's going to be a smooth, most likely, well, most of the time they say it's going to be a smooth transition. And whenever they say that, I always take it with a pinch of salt, because then when the update came out, it did take a long time, but that's probably because the patch was so big. And then when it finally went live, all these issues occurred, and then obviously at the same time, so many bases got wiped with the Brute Cave. So it's one of those things that is very scary, and a lot of people we all really enjoy the Mega updates to Astraeos, but at the same time, I think we're all at this point where, in a way, updating a map is exciting, but you're always worried to think, am I going to log on and is my base safe? And I think this has probably, for me, been one of the most terrifying launches because of the experience of clicking into the official ARK Discord, seeing everyone say, server 5906 or something like that, fully wiped, and then people saying unofficial. I think someone told me Ras Clark was streaming and his whole server was wiped, and I just remember thinking, like, are we going to be starting from the beginning? Like, are the old saves completely cooked? And, it's a very frustrating scenario. And we've still got one more Astraeos Mega update. Well, I don't even know if this one's going to be a Mega update. This has brought Astraeos up to 80% complete. So we're still missing 20% of the map. And whilst I'm always really excited, after this, I'm now kind of terrified about this last bit. This last bit that takes us to 100%, and once we get to 100%, we're in the clear for no more major patches or changes to the Astraeos map, which I think we're all kind of at that. After this, I think a lot of us are quite stressed out, and I think we're looking forward to that being the case, and then move forward onto actual different maps, and then you kind of don't have to worry about your you all, I feel like we're always worrying, but then at least you know that when we move on to the next bits of content, you know, Gen 1 and all of that stuff, you don't have to worry about any other maps being touched that much, unless they get moved into Unreal Engine 5.7, and that's when things can get scary again. But anyway, guys, whatever you are up to this weekend, whether it is enjoying time with friends and family, jumping into ARK, maybe enjoying with friends and family on ARK, and enjoying the update, let me know what you are planning on getting up to. Will you be fighting the mighty Hydra? Will you be taming the Grand Tortuga? Can I say the main spawn of the Grand Tortuga is one of the most beautiful spots? I literally want to have like a hot tub there. It's just like amazing. I love those little heated pools. And then are you going to be fighting the NPC skeletons? And I think overall, you know, like I know the last two videos, you know, we did our first impressions on single player, and I know the last two videos are more about fixes and patches and stuff going wrong, but I think overall, the sad thing for me is they always have such great ideas, you know, really cool ideas for certain, you know, new bits of content, trying out new things, bringing new creatures into the map, and I think overall they had such a great idea for this Astraeos update. It's just such a shame that that we can't have a smooth launch. It's like, I remember back when Valguero launched, it was like everyone was saying it was the smoothest launch they've ever seen. Everyone was so happy, having so much fun, and then crashes and rollbacks started happening, and then yeah, it all just went. And I just would love, right, for Genesis Part 1, I would love us just to be able to have, when that launches, I know there's going to be some issues, and there always is with a launch, but just that people's progress is safe, the game is okay. If we maybe, you know, little issues if we're falling through meshes and things, very annoying, but it's about the actual game stability and health, and that is what I really hope we can have, some sort of stability, especially when, well, we got Unreal Engine 5.7 launching before that, and for anyone asking, yes, that is the next big update, which that is planned currently right now for, that's planned to come in April at this moment in time. So that, once this is all cooled down, Wildcard have mitigated these issues, then they will, I'm guessing, focusing on the Unreal Engine 5.7, which it was meant to be coming in March. It got delayed to April, but who knows. But anyway, thank you very much for watching, guys. Let me know if you're having any other issues in the comment section down below, and hopefully this weekend can be a bit smoother.